The Silent Stalker Part 1. Okay, so I've been debating whether or not to post this here, but I feel like I need to get it off my chest. This happened to me about 2 years ago, and I still can't fully explain it. Honestly, I'm not even sure if I'm looking for advice or just validation that I'm not completely losing my mind. Anyway, here goes. It started pretty innocently, or at least, that's what I thought at first. I was walking home from my job at this small bookstore I worked at. It was late, maybe around 11 p.m., and the streets were dead quiet. The air was freezing, so I'd pulled my coat tight and was speed walking to my apartment a few blocks away. That's when I heard it. These soft, irregular footsteps behind me. They weren't loud or rushed, just enough to make the hair on the back of my neck stand up. I glanced over my shoulder, expecting to see someone, a jogger, maybe a neighbor heading home. But nope. The street was empty. The footsteps stopped too, like whoever it was just disappeared. I'm not gonna lie. I felt weird about it, but I convinced myself it was just my imagination. Maybe I'd heard my own steps echoing or something. The thing is, it kept happening. The next night I was working in the back room at the store, sorting through a pile of dusty old books. The room's tiny, with shelves stacked high and barely enough space to move around. That's when I got this weird feeling, like someone was standing right behind me. You know that creepy gut instinct kind of thing? I spun around, but of course no one was there. When I stepped back out onto the sales floor, that's when I saw it. There was someone standing at the end of one of the aisles. I couldn't make out their face. They were kind of half hidden in the shadows, tall, wearing dark clothes. Just standing there, not moving, not browsing. I called out, "Can I help you?" Nothing. No movement. No response. I took one step forward, and I swear the lights in the store flickered for just a second. When they came back on, the figure was gone. Just gone. I checked the aisles, the corners, even the door. No one was there. I told myself it was just some weirdo messing around, but deep down, I knew something wasn't right.
The Silent Stalker, Part 2. Things got worse after that. I started seeing them, the figure, everywhere. Once I was waiting for the subway, and out of the corner of my eye I saw them standing on the opposite platform. Just standing there, motionless, while everyone else was rushing to catch their trains. Another time, I spotted them at the grocery store, standing near the entrance, watching me as I walked out. But the worst was when I saw them across the street from my apartment. They were just standing under a street lamp, their shadows stretching impossibly long across the pavement. Every time I tried to focus on them, they'd vanish. Not like someone walking away, but like they were never there in the first place. I started losing sleep, jumping at every little noise, convinced I was going crazy. Then one night, I came home after a late shift and noticed something. On my bedroom window, the inside of the window, there was a handprint. A clear, deliberate handprint. My windows had been locked for weeks. No one could have gotten in. I checked the entire apartment, every closet, every corner, but it was empty. Still, I couldn't shake the feeling that someone had been there. The Silent Stalker. The final straw came when I was staying at a friend's place. I told them everything that had been happening, and they offered to let me crash on their couch for a few nights. I thought maybe getting out of my apartment would help. The first night there, I woke up in the middle of the night. My chest felt tight, like I couldn't breathe, and I had this overwhelming feeling that someone was watching me. I turned my head, and there they were. The figure was crouched in the corner of the room, their head tilted slightly, like they were studying me. I couldn't see their face. It was just this dark, featureless blur, but I could feel their eyes on me. And then they started moving. Slowly, deliberately, crawling across the floor toward me. Their movements were jerky, almost insect-like, and I swear I could hear this faint, raspy breathing. I shut my eyes, squeezing them tight, praying that when I opened them, it would be gone. And it was. But that didn't make it any better. I don't know who they were, or what they were. A ghost? A hallucination? Something worse? All I know is, even now I can't shake the feeling that they're still out there. Watching. Waiting. If anyone else has experienced something like this, please tell me. I just need to know I'm not alone.